Oh, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Love from oh, I never liked her.
Unknown transforming robot. It's probably shit, but if I just bet a quid, it really won't matter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ray here, back after a brief hiatus for another Transformers Transformation Review thingy. Hiatus, that's an interesting word. It's a nice word, isn't it? Hiatus. Only when you sound it funny, it sounds like hyenas. I'm saying hiatus. Hiatus. Yeah, it's a nice word. Never thought about it before. Hiatus. Oh, it's gone funny now. Hiatus. Anyway, so this is kind of the Christmas edition. Been away. I haven't been away. I have been here and I have been productive. It's not like I've been sitting scratching my ass. Not more than usual, really. But yeah, I've got lots of well wishers. There's nothing really wrong with me. I just have an ongoing back problem. But hey, who doesn't? If you don't have one now, you'll have one eventually. And it was just it wasn't sapping my energy or anything like that. But he's got little ports in there. I wonder why he's got that. Sorry, I'll show you that in a second if I remember. It's not a falling out of love with YouTube or anything like that. I've always been on and watching people and stuff like that. But you kind of do other things, and it's a busy period, especially if you work in choirs. And I've been doing a lot more work and stuff like that. So to that end, this is how busy I have been. So I'm going to try and see if I can put links or something to the kind of things I've been doing. But there's a couple of singles out at the minute that I have written. So Lost Witness featuring Adams and Danny. Our Sun's Rising. There might be a green screen now. So hopefully there's a wee green screen there and you can get some information and hopefully listen and or buy it. That would be cool. I'd like that. Yeah, so me and my colleague wrote it, and then Lost Witness, who's well known in those particular circles, pointing in a strange direction, picked up the song and got Adams and Danny from Stereophonics fame to sing it, and there you go, and that's very exciting. So I'm very pleased. Also, the other single that I have written with my colleague is Throwback. That's the name of it, and it was recorded by Ari Kyle and Audioscape, featuring Rhea, the lovely Rhea Moran. And so, oh yes, shall I give you a green screen? Green screen. So there you go. I'm also pleased and delighted with that. You can also listen and or buy that and at your leisure, and that will be great. So hello YouTube again. After the brief hiatus, we've been through that. So I have a few bots to show you. I could talk about the other things that we're doing, but I don't really want to do that. People's lives are very very interesting, and but I left pop music because I don't like because I didn't enjoy the experience of being everywhere and all things to all people. But I'm happy being in the background ish and writing. That's the thing that I enjoy doing now. That's the thing I'm really enjoying doing. Plays and songs for choirs and things like that. I'm getting this stuff coming on and it's lovely. But bots, ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about bots. And what are you getting for Christmas? Now that question has probably been asked already, but what do you get? I ask that every year because I really do want to know. I really want to know. I think I made a similar video last year. There's a nasty little part of me that will judge a person by the kind of bots that they want to get. Now, I might have to eat some words a bit later because I have been buying movie bots, and I'll qualify that shortly. But I like to know what kind of bots people want to get because I always like to know what excites people about plastic. What is it about Transformers that excites people? And I know that this year, Santa for me is getting me Universal Razor Claw. And that's kind of all I really wanted. There's lots more bots. There had better be more bots, let me tell you that. There are a lot more bots coming. But that's the one that really, really excites me. And that's the one that I need to get. Oh, I should show you in a second my tiger. You said Tiger Claw. Tiger Hawk. Do you know what? I feel like a glass of red wine. I'll be back in a second. So happy midwinter festivities. Very average drop of splosh there, but it'll do. Um, oh, here's Tiger Hawk. Yeah. So Christmas is exciting. The reason it's exciting for me, is because I get toys. I'm a toy collector. Um, and that's why it's exciting. Also, there's a lot of food and there's a lot of drink, and but mostly there's toys, and that's why Christmas is exciting for me. That's the only reason that it's exciting. So, what do you want? Now, there's lots of things coming out. The kind of things that I certainly would like to see under the tree on Christmas Day are, well, Universe Razor Claw, Breakdown, Prime Unicron. Even though we shite, I still want it because he's not going to come out here. And I think well, apparently what happened is Breakdown was going to prove, I'm going to burp, excuse me. Breakdown looked like it was going to be too expensive to manufacture. And Unicron just looks shite. He's one of those Transformers, isn't he, where he looks fine in one mode, but just leave it there and just consider him that only. Okay, he's either a big mountain head or he's a very fine looking bot. I won't mention plastic. We've been through the plastic issues. The other things that I want to see are some of the new GDO stuff, right? I didn't find out what it means. But they are the Japan exclusive stuff. I want to see the Megatron especially. I want to see the Megatron in there. That'd be cool. And a few of those others. Hotspot looks pretty good. But it's all Transformers that I want for Christmas. I'm happy to get the occasional PS3 game. I don't mind a bit of PS3 or a nice little bit, a nice music score, a nice bit of piano music, something like that. I'm after a bit of Scriabin this year. We shall see. We shall see. So, what do you want for Christmas? Because as long as I see my Universe Razor Claw, and it's the first review I will be doing, and I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure I got it. As long as I see that, I'll be happy. That's the main thing that I want, and I'll be very, very pleased and very, very excited. And I'm going to get my paints out to that. This is my thing. I've been painting a lot more. I'm going to show you my Tiger Hawk. For those of you who have a Tiger Hawk, you can see that I have painted the ass off this guy. For those of you who don't, it probably looks like he might actually be missing a few paint apps, but he was kind of woefully lacking on paint apps anyway. A lot like the modern Prime stuff. Let me give you a little bit of close up. There's the kind of the first thing I went to town on there. You see, it's all this little this arm cannon, hand cannon, don't even know what you would call it, was all white, and his arm was all white, but I just made it a tiny bit sexier. And I like what I've done to these cannons here. They were all white, but actually these were completely green. And I love what I've done to his feathers here. I gave them a nice bit of detail with that silver and gold. I've just taken my silver and my gold and my blue on his legs there. You see there's an awful lot of stuff going on here that wasn't there before. All this gold and blue and silver coloration there I've put on. And I do enjoy now painting bots a lot. Also, his tabard here was completely blue, and I've just done a little bit of stuff in it. Not massively, because he probably would have looked a bit garish. But the Razor Claw that's coming, of course, is a direct repaint of this. I never used to get excited about repaints. I always thought they were a complete cop-out, and anybody who liked them was a wanker. So, but now, I number myself among those happy many, millions. And I grew as a Transformers fan, didn't I? I grew as a bot fan. Looking forward to Beast Hunter very much. Predaking looks great. Predaking looks great. I shall reserve that until I see a few more photos, but he does look good. Yeah, I used to think that repaints were for people who had everything, but maybe that's what it is. I do have an awful lot of bots. But when you fall in love with a mold like this, and whenever you see, like George, my good friend George, has one of these as well, and he's also got the Razor Claw, and I've had a look at the Razor Claw, and it's just good. It's black and purple and silver. Any bit of plastic that's black and purple and silver, even a fucking crisp packet, looks good in those colors. So I'm a paint that guy when I get him. That's my coloration. Now let me show you something else I've colored recently. I'm just going to disappear for a second. You're thinking, Ray, please tell me you haven't painted your Generation 1 Omega Supreme. And this is a Generation 1 Omega Supreme. This is not a reissue. This is Play Weird and Dusty. Play worn. Play worn. What's wrong with me? No, I haven't. I haven't painted them. I just wanted to say, there's Omega Supreme. The one that I did paint is Omegatron. Grandstand converters. Who is old enough to remember those? I am. Grandstand converters. I have a few of them down there. So, Omegatron was my first introduction to the Omega Supreme mold. And you might know who Omegatron is. But now Omegatron is Dark Sentinel. Look what I've done to that base there. I tell you what, I've wanted to do this for the longest time. I've had this guy for quite a few years now, and he is the originator of the mold, of course, and he does look very good. And if ever something was screaming out to be rebranded, as this guy now is, being a Decepticon and repainted, I've done a lot of kind of jazzing up of the. See, can you see that? That looks pretty good. I love what I've done in there. Picked out all this detail on silver and just dry brushed all the red and give it a like kind of gold tarnish. This is Dark Sentinel, and he looks great displayed along with Omega Supreme. Because any Transformers fan would come in and go, "Wow, I know Omega Supreme," and to the new Transformers fan, they might look at that and go, "I didn't know that he was repainted to Decepticon." But of course, McFeely would come in there and go, "I see what you've done there." And he would think for a minute and think that's sacrilege, and then go, "Actually, do you know what? That's okay." Yes, there is an awful lot to get through, and I'm talking very quickly and a lot, but that's normally the way it goes. I haven't been here for a while because I've been away kind of tending me back and writing music, writing a lot of music. Um, I won't show you that. I've written a score for. There's three choirs. I belong to one male voice choir, and there's two others in the local area. In the local area. If you're in the West Midlands and you want to join a choir, particularly if in the Dudley, Wolverhampton area, let me know and I shall put you in touch with a few of mine. We have a big birthday bash next year in the Civic Theatre, and I've written the anthem, if you like, for that. It's taken me many, many hours, but it's good. Anyway, sorry, I thought I wasn't going to tell you any of that stuff. So, there's a lot to get through. Movie toys. Movie toys. Um, you know, the bottom line is I'm not a fan of movie toys. Yeah, but I used to say I don't like movie toys. There was probably a time in my life where I said I hate movie toys. It's kind of while you're waiting for the next wave of deluxes or the next wave of Voyagers, and I'm waiting for the next wave of Voyagers. I'm waiting for the next wave of Prime Voyagers because we've had all the deluxes. It seems I've got every one of them. They're sitting over there. You can get them anywhere these days, and you kind of look at the movie toys and you go, yeah, well, maybe. And then they get to those bargain basement stores, and you pick one up now and again, and sometimes they're very, very dull. Like bumblebees, generally are very, very dull. But I picked this one up, and I seen it in the box, in its packet, and I was very, very excited about it. And then I read a wee bit more about it, and I got more excited about it. So finding out more about the genesis of this character and the genesis of this bot just got me very, very excited. And now it's might be my favorite movie deluxe toy ever. Yep, it's probably written somewhere. This is, of course, Darksteel. This is Dark.O.T.M Darksteel, and I've painted this bad boy up. Do you know why I'm so excited about it? It's because he is a very explicit homage to Beast Wars Quickstrike. Um, I love this character. I love this bot. I love this plastic. I love Beast Wars. I love everything about it. So when I heard about this bot, I wanted it, and then he appeared, and he was like £6.50 or something like that, which is next to nothing. Well, it's not next to nothing. You know what I mean? Sorry, I won't be pedantic. But I got him home, and I painted him, and I was so pleased about it. Now let me just tell you a little bit about Quickstrike first of all. Everybody loves, we all love Quickstrike. Pentagon from Beast Wars. It's a spasmodic, violent, trigger-happy cowboy, and that's how he's characterized. And I suppose that's why he's so attractive. He rarely thinks beyond the next keisters he's going to kick. Simple-minded lust for beating people up seems to have overriding personality trait. What makes him easy to manipulate, which Megatron finds extremely useful. The problem is that Quickstrike is so easy to manipulate that Megatron's not the only one doing so. Both Tarantulas and Black Arachnia, blah blah, yickety schmackety. Call me Quickstrike, and good's nothing to do with it. Okay, that's good. He is a Fusor, he is a Cobra and a Scorpion. I love scorpions. I used to have pet scorpions, so any scorpions are great. I've got. Do I have all the other scorpions? I think I've got all the other official scorpions. Scorponok et al. And Double Punch. I wish I had him. Just a remold, repaint rather, but still he's nice. But this is a very, very nice bot. So easy to transform. Look, I mean, he is so iconic. He's got one of those squirty bladder things. Observe the colors. We have teal, kind of an orange, this nice gold, and we have this rich chocolatey brown. Look at this bad boy here. We have the rich chocolatey brown in abundance. We have the orangey, which is kind of echoed in the legs here. Ish, yes, yes, you can get behind that. The only color that seems to be missing from this guy in this mode is this kind of this light amber goldeny urine colored thing. Urine colored, excuse me. And the teal, and he's got all these kind of flame decos on him, which are really good. Now I'll just take off his little weapons here. He's got two weapons, mech techie type weapons, and I believe he's a Corvette Stingray. I did have to look that up. It could have been any type of car. It wouldn't have really mattered what type of car it was. I certainly wouldn't buy a bot because of the type of car that it is. I certainly wouldn't. Other people would, and that's not a bad thing. It just is not the kind of thing that excites me. E is a repaint of it's this silver one Sideswipe, isn't he? Is a repaint of Sideswipe. I have a Sideswipe, but I don't have this version of Sideswipe. I would rather have this guy. He is an homage. Let me just give you a wee bit of BG for that guy. So this is Darksteel, is dark and presumably made of steel. He was trained on Cybertron as a master swordsman, and although he's still capable of utilizing blasters, he doesn't trust them. I like that. Anything that doesn't be bothered with guns. Now, it was revealed at BotCon 2011 that this is an intentional homage to Quickstrike, to Beast Wars Quickstrike, because Lenny Panzia, whoever he is, and I could click on that, but I'm not going to, likes snakes. So that's not bad. I would be much better if he liked Beast Wars and this was his favorite character or something like that. First thing to do is to show you what this guy does. Now, it's quite possible that you have this little transformer already. He's very easy to get hold of. He's very easy to transform. Everything about him is good. There he is. He is done. That was so easy, wasn't it? He's got this wonderful kind of big grabby claw arm, and then he's got this was his kind of his striking venom stingy arm. Venom stingy arm, that's great. You see, that's how much I like Transformers. That's how in depth I'm prepared to be. This is a very, very nice little bot. Very, very posable. Now, let's get on to the sexiness of this guy, because he looks so good. Now, I'm not a massive fan of the movie bots because I'm not. Wild cars are very interesting. I'm sure they are. I rarely get excited about a car. If the only four-wheeled vehicles really that I'm mad about are the kind of things that, the muscle cars, the Cybertronian things, anything that is tank-like, or just as long as it's not the kind of car that you can see, we had our mud flap on our skids and even the barricades and all of this world. I just couldn't get excited. The jazzes, the smoke screens, I had some interest, but I mean, for me it was when you had one edition of it, the repaint or the reissue, or even they were often remolded quite significantly, or completely new molds. That just wasn't enough to get me excited. So there has to be something remarkable about it. And the remarkable thing about this guy is, well, it's the color, it's the look of the car, the aesthetic of the car, and the way the fact that the bot is an homage to a Beast Wars character. That immediately makes him interesting. I mean, for example, when I was telling George exaggerated elegy about this, you don't see him about much these days, but I know he's busy. He's very busy, actually. I was saying the fact that he was an homage to Quickstrike, and it piqued his interest a little bit. Probably not quite enough that he would think, Well, in which case I'm going to pick him up. But let me see, which way shall they be? Let me have a little look. Because he's got one of those funky, those chicken legs, and you never know if you want to fold them forwards or backwards. Let me have a little look. It doesn't really matter, does it? So we're nearly there. Let me show you. And he has the same head as Quickstrike, same coloration. He's got the his viper's head, rather the cobra head, and the scorpion legs are echoed elsewhere in colors and stuff. I just love what they've done with him. Right, let me get you a little close up. That's what he looks like, and he has been painted. I've done a lot of paint work to this guy. While his paint apps were pretty good actually, and he certainly wasn't one of those bots that was wanting for paint apps. Um, I've still added quite a few. All this stuff. This was it was kind of it was a gold colored plastic, but it was more kind of a slightly pussy yellow. But I've just dry brushed it because I just love the effect that dry brushing has. I'm sure we all like to do a bit of dry brushing now and again. So which way are the legs going? Are they like that or like that? You see what I mean? I'm going to go with that for the minute, and I might change my mind later. Got very odd, funky little feet, but that's okay. Some bots have really shitty feet. That's just the way they are. But observe the head. Now, observe the head, observe the both. You see, there's that bad boy there. Yes, and I have painted this boy's head just to pick out the detail a bit. Haven't touched this Quickstrike. I don't think I will. This isn't the kind of bot that I would paint. I would paint bots that I find I don't love. And it makes me love them a little bit more. But I do love everything about this guy. I love the aesthetic. Now he has these weapons, and you can actually echo the scorpion claws. I found this is unofficial, but I quite like it. And you can display them like this. So you fold the hands in a little bit, and you add the weapons. He'll hold the weapons just fine. He's trying to tell me that I'm telling lies at the minute. Let me just see. You're going to hold that nicely, aren't you? Yes, good boy. And you see it does echo somewhat the claws. You can see, I mean, I've seen worse claws on a bot. There they are. They're rather huge, and you've got to think a wee bit. You've got to use your imagination a little bit. But this is kind of what Quickstrike has on either arm. I mean, he doesn't have proper arms in the way that a bot does, and that normally rags me, but I don't care for Beast Wars figures. So he has extensions on his regular hands, which is okay. You can fold them away and make them kind of ordinary. And then you can take these bad boys. You can use them both as little kind of machine gun things. But what I like to do then is the funky thing about this, you plug these bad boys together and you're going to get that kind of advanced mech tech weapon. I don't care what it's called. They've all got very silly names. Ion blasters, pulse cannons, laser jet printers. It doesn't really matter to me. So we're going to do this. And now the other little funky thing that I found about this, and again it's an unofficial thing and it doesn't want to stay in massively well, but this is kind of a stinger, isn't it? And I wanted it to sit like a stinger. I wanted it to represent the stinger. So to that end, I found that it can do this. You can do this with it. You see there's a port. No, there's a post. And there's a port in there. So what you can do that. And it will sit in there. So that can be a bit like Scorponok's over the shoulder stinger. And he will stand like that. He will absolutely stay like that. And he doesn't look too bad at all. It reminds me more, it makes me think of Quickstrike even more if that were possible. He will hold this bad boy in both hands, and I just think he looks really good. I got him at the same time as I got Air Raid, and I really like that Air Raid. He's like this, the jet with a big circular radar. It looks like I'm making a halo, but he's kind of got this gladiator thing going on with a shield and this mace. But he is nothing as compared to this guy. This is Darksteel. They call them Darksteel, not Quickstrike, and that's a tiny bit of a shame. But that's also one of the things, as well as bad plastic these days. We have to contend with names being changed or not having the rights to the original name or the name that they want it to be. That's the way it goes. Love these bots. Get this boy for Christmas and paint the ass off him. You'll be so pleased that you did. They always look a little bit better, especially the movie bots, because they take dry brushing really, really well. So, what are you getting for Christmas? I want Universe Razor Claw. There shall be hell to pay if I don't get him. So I'll put another little link at the end to the songs that the singles that I've wrote. My English is wonderful. So you've got the Lost Witness featuring Adams and Danny, Our Sun's Rising, or Throwback, which has been recorded by Ari Kyle and Audioscape, and I'll put another little green screen at the very end. So have a little listen. Let me know what you think. If you don't buy, hey, I don't care. There's no love lost. Love me bots though. Love these guys. So pleased to have this. Now and again, a little movie bot that gets me excited. This guy is one of them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ray with Quickstrike and Darksteel. Good night.
Now that's what